Sequilibrium, sequilibrium. Two guys sound like they're sucking helium. Sequilibrium, sequilibrium. Sitting on their freaking bums.
I think we did gain a subscriber around that.
We
time.
did. I saw that there was a number one. Do you think that there's people? Now, I don't just mean like a small group, but like the entire human race would ever call Silent Night, Deadly Night a Christmas movie?
Do I think they would?
Yeah,
absolutely. Do you not?
I feel like there's a select group that wouldn't call it a Christmas movie because Christmas movies tend to not have boobs in them. Lots of them.
Are they supposed to be jolly? Is that what you're getting at?
I feel like that's like what the expectation for a Christmas movie is that there has to be jolliness in it.
Right.
And I was thinking about this when we were going to do Die Hard 2, and it's like there are people who do argue that is not a Christmas movie because there's only Christmas representation. There's no like fucking goodwill to men and blah blah blah. But what you don't think about is that movie, Christmas takes place the entire movie. That day is on Christmas or Christmas Eve, whatever.
Yeah.
But then there are people who I never looked into it, but I'm going to assume that there are people who undeniably say that It's a Wonderful Life is a Christmas movie. And if it has to take place during Christmas for it to be a Christmas movie, Christmas only happens once in that movie in It's a Wonderful Life. Just like 10 minutes of that movie is Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still call it a Christmas movie, but I'm just saying.
Well,
you can't say something that's not Christmas related is a Christmas movie, even though it takes place during Christmas.
Yeah. Well, and John McClane's kids were wanting him home for Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
To me, it's a Christmas movie, but I got to admit, I do go back and forth with it. I'm like, like I can see why it's such a debate, because even I sometimes am like, is it? Or am I just looking for an excuse to watch Die Hard at Christmas time?
I will always call it a Christmas movie, but it's a Christmas movie you can watch all year long. I'm not going to fucking middle of July watch It's a Wonderful Life or Miracle on 34th Street for that matter. But you know what I'm saying?
The girls and I watched Die Hard the other night. All three of us. My middle one fell asleep. I'm not sure at which point throughout the film. But my 9-year-old and my 18-year-old stayed awake.
Oh, I'm sure your 9-year-old is the one who liked it the most.
She might have, yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought she was going to be out in no time.
What did they think about it?
My youngest thought it was weird.
Okay.
It was weird.
How so? How is Die Hard weird?
I didn't ask her to elaborate. It was late.
I mean, did she even say that about Evil Dead?
No, she just doesn't want to go down to the basement.
Dead, but I don't think Die Hard is a possibility whatsoever. That's just weird.
Yeah. No, my oldest liked it.
Yeah.
How could you not like Die Hard, really?
I loved it as a kid from like the get-go.
It is 2 hours and 14 minutes. Which
it is long. It is long.
Yeah.
But they slowly degrade themselves in time, and that's how you know the movies start to suck as you go down the line, is when you reach that end, and it's only an hour and 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Sequilibrium.
Hey, welcome back.
My name's Mike.
Chad.
And today, Sequel Fans, we are doing Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, Christmas special. Now, we've recorded a lot of other episodes before this that haven't been released, but we're going to release it today on December 19th, a few days before Christmas. That's what we're doing. And so I watched Silent Night, Deadly Night for the first time ever last night. These movies are one of those that everybody knows in I guess the scene. I've never watched them, but I've never perpetrated that I've known them. The only thing I know about it is it's garbage day from Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. Begins again or whatever. I don't think it has a tagline. So I was really excited to watch the first one, and I don't know. It's good.
I think I must have rented it from the video store when I was a kid. Because,
So you've seen it before then?
Because that part where they're in the psych ward and they're like, just stay with Grandpa. We're going to go talk to him.
And then the grandpa's just...
And the grandpa turns to him, which is really probably the best, one of the best parts of the movie, for sure. It brought me back. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I know this scene.
Yeah.
So I probably saw it once, if not twice, when I was a kid.
Do you understand it? Like, what the fuck was that grandpa talking about? He turns to the kid and he's like, Santa kills little boys who are naughty, basically. You know, he's like, if you see Santa boy, run.
But if you're not good, all year long, you'll be disciplined.
Yeah, right? That's what he said. Discipline. This whole, like, this whole fucking movie. But anyways... Where was that? Where did that come from? Like, why did, when the parents came, the old man just turns back to being catatonic again? Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Mm-hmm. I mean, right out the gate, you're fucking questioning this movie.
Well, hey, but then who knows? Maybe it is supposed to be mindfuck. Maybe that's just the kid imagining his grandfather turning to him and saying those things.
I mean, did he start out being terrified about Santa? In the car ride? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But I do like, and I'm probably, oddly enough, I'm probably going to give this movie more compliments than anything else.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, the first one.
The first one. And I like how likable the parents were up to their death, because it made their death
Clark and Ellen Griswold, basically.
Yeah. No, really. I mean, it's like, it shouldn't have been that effective that soon after the start of the movie. But it was, because they really did seem like genuinely
likable parents.
Nice
and
parents.
Yeah.
Probably didn't beat their kids, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the mom was riding in the front seat holding the baby instead of having it in a car seat.
Well, this was the 80s. This was the 80s.
It was 71. It was,
okay.
It was 73 or something.
Yeah.
Because every time there's a movie that's like that, I'm like, oh man, 4 more years and you get to watch Star Wars.
Really? This was 73?
In the beginning of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Like
Gotcha.
timeline in the movie.
What year did the movie come out? Do you know?
I can't remember. I was basically timing it by all the toys in the toy store. Because in the background you can see Jabba the Hutt from Return of the Jedi, and then Castle Grayskull. So it has to be like 84. I mean, I obviously looked it up, but I didn't look at the year or anything.
Yeah.
But definitely early 80s, not mid 80s or anything.
I don't know if I told you. So for me, it was, I think it was Thursday night, and I've switched my schedule around. So now I find myself staying up into the middle of the night, and time just flies by. Mm-hmm. But it was about, I'd say, 11:30. I started it. I was about 5 minutes in, and then my oldest daughter comes walking through the door. She just got back from the gym, and I said, hey, you should sit down and watch this movie with me. I'll start it over.
Oh, my God.
And
I wouldn't be able to start this shit over at any point.
She kind of gives me this, like, okay. Sits down. I was surprised she stayed awake, but she did.
It's not bad. I stayed awake.
I don't even know how to. It's not good.
But it's not bad.
But it's definitely not bad.
I would watch it again. Definitely, I would save it for Christmas. Part of like the ironic Christmas series of movies, you know, like Exorcist takes place during Christmas. So that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So you only, you know, that is an only watch during Christmas movie because it's kind of fun. Watching Exorcist on Christmas, or at least the season.
I liked the 2 child actors that played Billy
and Ricky
more than I liked the teenager that played Billy.
I did not. Yeah, that's so true. I felt bad for the 8-year-old Billy, the one who was getting beat by Mother Superior for being naughty.
Yeah,
what they were doing was very, very naughty. Do you know who that lady was?
No.
She's a Sequilibrium alumni.
Oh, really?
She was in Predator 2.
No kidding.
She was the scientist lady that was analyzing the weaponry.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, when I was watching it, I heard her voice, and I'm like, why does she sound so familiar?
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and I was like, holy shit. This fucking and I think she's in part 2 as well. But yes, I mean, it was fucking so funny. Silent Night, Deadly Night. The naughty when he was fucking killing people.
I liked it.
I did
liked
too.
it.
I did too.
I liked it.
It was corny. It was stupid.
Yeah.
But it was so. I mean, killing the fucking priest dressed as Santa Claus. I yelled out, "He's deaf, you dummy!"
The
fucking shoots him right in front of all the kids.
The store manager,
Mr. Slim,
when he was drunk.
Oh my god, he was so
fucking
cool.
love that.
Yeah, he was so awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, you would think he would be the one trying to rape one of his employees and not the back stockroom guy.
Yeah.
Where the fuck? How? Okay, I want to know how this guy, like cliche fucking douchebag Italian guy. Not saying all Italians are douchebags. I'm just saying, like, watch the movie and you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
And how what does he look? Oh, hey, Ira's Toys is hiring for his back stockroom supervisor. I love toys. And then turns into a complete douchebag all of a sudden. Yeah, he's raping that one chick. And I thought that's when Billy was going to, like, only kill naughty people. Because, I mean, this girl wasn't doing anything.
Well, he was sexually assaulting her is what he was doing. And then Billy comes
Yeah, Billy
up.
comes in.
I forget how he killed him. But
he kills Alex. That's the douchebag.
Okay.
He wraps a Christmas light just through the front of his neck. Doesn't start at the back and wrap around. He just puts it over the front and then squeezes it.
That's right.
And lifts him up as if he had the strength of a Terminator. Like, he's got so much fucking rage for people being naughty that he's like a mother lifting a car off her children so hard that blood starts coming out of his neck.
Yeah.
And then he kills the girl, the love interest, because he was flirting with her. He had a thing for her. Everything was going great. Oh, I'll come back.
Would he have killed her, though? I mean, she should have thanked him, right?
Yeah, but then she's like, "You're a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You killed my boyfriends."
So would he have killed her if she just would have been like, "Hey, man, thanks"?
I don't think so.
I appreciate that.
But he goes, "Naughty." And like, what does he stab in her? I don't remember how he killed her.
I don't know.
But
the kills were secondary to the phenomenal acting we witnessed in this movie.
I would say this movie. Have you watched Prom Night?
Oh, I'm sure I have.
They're not. I mean, these movies are very like those, where it's like, were they made to be bad and have fun with? Because I feel like that was the impression that they were trying to do. That I was getting that they were trying to do, and that's what makes it work for me.
Was Jamie Lee Curtis in that?
Prom Night 2, Hello, Mary Lou. Was that Jamie Lee Curtis, or was she only in the first one? No, she was in the first Prom Night.
I'm just imagining the cover.
Yeah, no, she was in the first Prom Night, and then there was another Prom Night, Hello, Mary Lou, Prom Night 2. We should do that one. Yeah. Leslie Nielsen is in that one. He's like a creepy principal, like pervy guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what? It just came to my mind when he robs that store. He shoots the guy, like, bang,
in the beginning,
bang, and then he shoots him in the forehead. Bang!
Yeah.
When he walks out of the store, he says, "Oh, $31, Merry fucking Christmas!" Like he just got ripped off delivering a pizza. like he didn't get the tip that he deserved. Merry fucking Christmas!
Glad I killed you. Why was that guy killing? Like so many things in the movie could have had like deaths. They could have been listening to the radio about a killer Santa Claus or something, and then they see the Santa Claus on the side of the road waving him down, and then they don't stop, Wally, and then they like drive off, and then he shoots the tire and the car flips, and then blah blah blah. I don't know, maybe I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not making fucking movies, but I guess I should. Yeah, there are a lot of boobs in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of unnecessary boobs. A lot of violence against women. Kind of, kind of shows the difference between the times where it's like you're making these movies where it's like, I don't know. I felt like this movie was made because the director wanted to see boobs.
Maybe part of the reason.
You
Yeah.
know? I mean,
it was very strange for him to get out, get down on his mother, rip her shirt open, and then slice her throat. It was a very... I think when you were talking about unnecessary boobage, that probably falls into that category.
Yeah, because then you just lose all like, oh, no, there's like murder with my boobs.
Right.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I would say the first 10 minutes of the movie were the best parts before it moves to Billy being in the orphanage. That was definitely my favorite part of the movie. It was really good. I've never seen it, but I feel like it's very similar to the first episode of Creepshow, or not Creepshow, Tales from the Crypt, with the killer Santa Claus.
Yeah,
very similar with like the whole axe and all that shit. But yeah, I'm stoked to see part 2 finally. It's garbage day. Literally, we're watching garbage today.
Yeah, I don't see this being better than the first, but if it is, I'll be thrilled.
I am thinking it's gonna be better than the first.
I'd hate people to get the wrong impression of what I think about the first movie. I don't...
Give us your rating of the first one.
I don't like it as much as I sound like I like it right now, but I do like it.
On the scale of 1 to Weekend at Bernie's 2... Okay, where does this fall?
First of all, am I giving it a 1 to 10 for a cheesy horror movie from the 80s, or am I doing 1 to 10 for a quality, well-made film?
We all know it's not a well-made film. We all know it's a number 1. So from a 1 to 10 on cheesiness, on like walking into a punk rock record store and there's fucking Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, the hand coming out of the chimney holding an axe, would you be stoked?
I would say scale of 1 to 10, just as a movie itself, I would probably give it a 3. I was that entertained.
Yeah,
but
definitely entertaining.
If we're just basing it off cheesy 80s movies, I'm gonna go probably 5 or 6.
There you go. I think number 3 is if the movie's entertaining, so it's perfect. I would give this movie a 7.
Yeah,
in cheese factor.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Nice.
The bullet wound to the head in the beginning was like pretty good. Like I feel like the effects team did a great job on that, but like every other kill was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
The slicing of the throat, there's just like, here, hold on, let me put some ketchup packets. Yeah. Okay, now you could do it. Yeah. But yeah, definitely.
It was never
too rad,
it was
dude.
never too egregious though. I mean, I've definitely seen worse when it comes to shitty looking kills.
Yeah.
Special effects.
You can't get better than the head fucking scene from Scanners.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember the first time I watched that movie, I paused and then slow mode to watch the head fucking. It was awesome. All right, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. Here we come. We're going to watch that, and then we're going to come right on back.
Bye.
All right, this is for the ones who've watched Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. And this is for the ones who are just like me and Chad, who've never seen Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
Wait. Hey, one side off, just in case we miss some narration here.
That's true. So we just started recording while we were watching, because pause this real quick, just so we can see what time frame we're at.
Sure.
We are 30 minutes into the movie, right? Is that what that's saying?
Yep.
And all it's been is fucking flashbacks.
That's all it's been.
All it's been is Ricky talking to a psychiatrist, and he's like, "Tell us what you could play."
I'd say 23 minutes of flashbacks.
Yeah, because there's commercials in this bullshit. But Ricky is talking to the psychiatrist, and he's telling him about his brother, and so it's like fucking the entire movie. The entire movie. That's what we're watching, And also, doesn't that guy look like he's too old to be beating up people and stealing their sleds?
Yes.
Hey, what if I hit a tree? But this is fucking stupid. This is so terrible.
It's bad.
It's literally showing every moment of the movie. And also, how does Ricky know about this? How does Ricky know about the guys who steal the sleds? And why is he telling the psychiatrist about this?
He doesn't.
He doesn't know. So like, there was no thought went into this movie. They're like, we got an idea. We only have, like, remember how much I told you this movie made? The budget for this movie was only like 100,000 or something like that. So there really was nothing. And so they're basically cutting in the first movie into the second movie just so they have a reason to make this movie.
Wait, hold on a second. You're telling me that this movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2,
Yeah.
had a budget of $100,000?
Or something like that, yeah.
What did they spend it on?
I mean, obviously supplies and equipment, but not talent.
They're in a room. These two guys are in a room, and aside from that, they're splicing in clips from the first movie.
I mean, majority of this movie is clips from the first movie.
Oh, hold on.
No, there's a scene we've never seen.
Here we go.
Oh.
Really? Well, maybe we're just jerking off here then.
Oh my God, the dialogue in this movie is so terrible. Okay, I'm going to pause this because we're just going to go back to the movie, and hopefully something new is going to come.
Let's see.
But I know all the moves.
Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, or what should be called just don't watch the first one.
Should be called The Things That We Do for Our Listeners, Mike.
What, first, this is like, okay, it's not a bad movie.
What's not a bad
Silent
movie?
Night, Deadly Night 2. It was very, very fun. Once you got past the fact that you just watched the first movie all over again.
Are you being sarcastic?
No,
right now?
I'm being serious. I'm being serious. If we did not watch Silent Night, Deadly Night yesterday,
Okay.
if I did a little bit more research about this whole, let's not put much effort into the script and just add 75% of the first movie in there so we can just move along. Like, basically all they did was make a fucking 40-minute or 20-minute short. No, 40 minutes short. But if we didn't watch Silent Night, Deadly Night, and if, and we heard that it was all just flashbacks, and the beginning was like, we knew that it was retelling of the first one, and how much, because that's apparently what this movie was known for. Had we done research on it, we would have known that it was all this flashbacks. But I'm saying, if we didn't watch the first one, would you have enjoyed this way more?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
No?
Not in the least bit. No.
Oh, I mean, it was totally...
I mean, think about that scene, that girl and that guy in the movie theater talking for what felt like 25 fucking minutes about nothing at all.
Yeah,
that wasn't from the first movie. I can tell you that. Everything. I like the electrocution scene.
Oh, with the when he put the jumper cables on the dude's teeth.
Yeah.
I was like, how is that going to work? But he probably knew he had fillings or something.
Yeah.
Or like a silver tooth in there.
And that's just it. I don't know if I liked it that much just because everything else sucked.
I mean, once it started rolling, when he started to just accept who he was and was just killing people.
I didn't even get to rolling because the acting still sucked.
That was the point. One of the things I looked up on the IMDb trivia is that he raises his eyebrows 130 times. That's fun. I mean, that was so it's garbage day, and he's raising his eyebrows fucking crazy and twitching it and shit.
That might be less than I would expect.
I mean,
to be honest,
this movie was this. I really hope that they were intentionally going bad for it.
Oh yeah,
how much he got off on all the violence, So Ricky kills somebody who's beating his girlfriend. He runs him over multiple times with the guy's own Jeep, and then he kills that mobster guy who looked like an accountant. And then
You're making it sound cooler than it actually is. He drove over a bump in the road,
It was just
back
like
and forth,
like a little
from
log.
a distance shot.
But like basically it was like the violence was the trigger for Bill or for Ricky.
Uh-huh.
The like when he killed that girl's ex-boyfriend because he was being physical with her, and then she started to be physical with him. After you're a psycho, like he's like, I'm just looking for appreciation here.
Right.
I saved your life.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he saved her life.
And then she's like, "Thank you." In this one,
Yeah. Well, the first one, the girl who was about to get fucking raped out in the field. Like, Jesus Christ, the rape fantasies the writer of this movie must have had.
I know. Oh, hey, I wanted to say something,
What's that?
which is, I don't know how much you looked into these movies,
Not that much.
but
I love going into the shit blind. The things that everybody loves so much.
okay, one, it's not the same director.
No, okay.
1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
However, this Charles Sellier, who directed Silent Night, Deadly Night,
Yeah.
also directed a movie in 2012 called Silent Night.
Oh.
And the cover,
Oh.
as you can see,
Yeah.
has a demented Santa Claus.
Oh, I seen that at work once. I remember that, and I'm just like, there's a lot of good demented Santa movies, like Santa's Sleigh. Santa's played by Goldberg. It's cheesy as fuck. It's
Really?
awesome. Yeah, my buddy Josh introduced me to it. Santa fucking launches a rocket out of his mouth, and I remember my friend Josh saying that it's like, if you have that ability, why don't you just start out with it? You know? One of the things that I read on IMDb was the movie received unanimously poor reviews upon release due to the excessive use of footage from Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, you're kidding.
Over the years, however, it has gained a cult following mainly due to the unintentional campiness as a result of its over-the-top performances and poor screenplay. So apparently, it wasn't intentional. Apparently, they're just really bad at what they do.
And it's become somewhat of a cult classic, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, and I'll admit, it totally is. Once Ricky gets his hands on a gun and he's just walking through that neighborhood,
No,
guns, they're just so silly.
I can't agree with you.
No,
on
you
this
can't?
one. I can't.
Oh,
So
my
what are you
God.
rating this movie?
I mean, with 4 as for cheese, above Silent Night, Deadly Night.
No. Give me your. Aside from cheese, what are you rating this?
It's a fucking
movie?
terrible movie. It's so bad. It's like it just shows like laziness in filmmaking, where it's just like, man, just splice it together.
Yeah.
We only got 2 weeks to make this. Like you were saying, the editor's job must have been so fucking simple.
Well, and like you were saying, these flashbacks didn't even make sense because it wasn't the kid's memories.
No, it wasn't his memories. It was his brother's memories. It's like, how did you tap into that?
Yeah.
Do you have that fucking weird fountain from Harry Potter where you can just pull memories and just view them?
No, fuck it. I'm giving this movie a 1. This movie makes me like the first one less. That's how bad this movie is.
In comparison, the first one was great because it was a solid story. There was really no need for these excessive amounts of flashbacks because there was no need for a flashback. Like when Ricky and Jennifer are in the movie and the movie they're watching is Silent Night, Deadly Night. Like, it's literally the scene of the Santa Claus killing the convenience store guy and getting all pissed off that he only got $31 out of it.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this movie.
Yeah.
Oh. Ricky's like, something familiar about this.
I want to see the footage from the first movie that they left out. Like how much
Like cutting room floor
Yeah.
footage.
that they left out of the second movie.
Well, I bet you they actually filmed a second movie and then they just didn't like it so much that they're like, oh, fuck, scrap together a quick storyline, being interviewed by the psychiatrist or whatever. That guy fucking sucked. It's like, oh, I got this. I'm tough as shit. I'm a no-nonsense psychiatrist. I got old Billy here, and he has a Billy Club and whatever. And then he fucking gets killed with tape.
Recording tape?
Recording tape. I was like, is that what it's referred to? Is that what it's called? Just so I can paint the picture for someone who's never seen this movie, I totally recommend you watch this movie. Just don't watch. Yes, just don't watch Silent Night, Deadly Night.
No, Mike,
just don't watch it.
Only watch Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I mean, if you want a good movie, yeah, only watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. But if you want fucking stupid, cheesy camp bullshit,
no, because you won't understand a goddamn thing that's going on.
I mean, I could put it together. It's pretty simple. They went scene by scene in all the flashbacks.
Like you said, though, it wasn't his memory. So had you not seen the first one, you'd be confused as to what the fuck is going on.
I mean, he talks about this is Billy and blah, blah, blah and all that shit. I'm just saying, like, for the sake of argument, how is he telling this story without being there firsthand?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't there. He was only there for Billy coming back. He knew Billy left. Oh yeah, one of the things that I forgot to talk about in the first one that you probably should watch the first one is the fucking toy montage scene where Billy is like at work and he's like having a good time. Yeah. The music's all like I wrote down one of the lyrics. It was really funny. It's always Christmas on the warm side of the door. Oh. Yeah. But the montage music was so funny. Like, it was like music and boxes. And it was just fucking ridiculous. Like, what movie are you watching? Are you just watching someone working during Christmas? Or are you watching someone who's going to, like, fucking start killing people? Get to it already. But, yeah.
So you're giving this a 4.
I would totally give it a 4.
See, this disappoints me. I could go as high as a 2. I'm guessing you can't drop down to a 2.
I mean, are we going on the camp 1 through 10, or are we going on?
We're going on our normal Sequilibrium
1 through
scale.
10. I'll put it on a 3. I'll go down. Okay. I'll go down as low to a 3.
First disagreement.
Yeah. What is there anything that you want to bring up before we move on to IMDb? Because there's always something that it's like, in this movie, fuck, what was it that I wanted to say? Oh, yeah, Mother Superior.
With the boiled face.
Totally different Mother Superior. Half her face is fucking boiled. No explanation as to who threw the acid on her face, because it looks like she fucking is a victim of that.
But like you said, it's a different actress, so I'm guessing that was the only reason, to cover up the fact that it was someone else.
The first one, do you remember the license plate on the cars? And obviously the background.
I remember, I remember sticking out. I don't remember what it was, though.
Utah.
Oh.
This one's in California. I assumed that, Ricky got adopted by the Rosenbergs, and then they moved to California. Did Mother Superior follow him? Is that like, then if that's the case, then she's a fucking horrible person and probably deserved what she got. But so they're like, they closed down the orphanage, and now she's working at another orphanage in the same town that Ricky lives in. Come on, this is what helped you go from 4 to 3.
Here's what upsets me about your 3.
What's that?
Okay, I think if a movie can't hook you in the first 30 minutes, it's just a piece of shit. And this really didn't redeem itself to I mean, are you ever gonna watch this again?
Yeah, I'll watch it again.
Will you?
Yeah, I'll watch it next Christmas.
Will you watch the whole thing, or will you watch the last half?
I already have seeing it. If I get I probably would fast forward it. I probably would fast forward it to once they started talking about Ricky and not Billy.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. They like basically compiled these two stories together. I mean, really what they could have done was sped up the opening for obvious reasons, because I mean it was like, you know, guy walking in, guy bringing in the tape recorder, guy plugging in the tape recorder. Like there was no like, we didn't need to see all of this fucking bullshit. The camera panning to the floor, to the psychiatrist's shoes, and then slowly panning up to see that it's a person. Oh, not a pair of legs walking in.
You asked me the question, had I have not seen the first one and just seen this one, would I like it more?
Yeah.
I said no.
Yeah.
But had they have just stripped all of the first one out of this one,
Oh, totally.
I
Totally.
would maybe give it a 3.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is like they move that scene along. Hey, Ricky, blah, blah, blah. You know, this is what happened to your brother.
Right.
10 minutes in of that. I mean, okay. And then let's talk about Ricky's fucking feelings towards Christmas. Because obviously it's a fucking trigger too, as well as the violence.
Yeah.
And so you could see him acting the way Billy acted in the first one. So it's like essentially don't splice in the first movie, just kind of remake the first movie into your second one with new characters.
Right.
Like they do with every fucking sequel.
It's funny how you and I reacted to the first flashback too of his parents getting killed, because we're like, damn, this is
the higher quality.
The entire we were just like, this is the entire fucking scene.
Yeah, the only thing they didn't show was like the fucking crazy ass grandpa.
Yeah, part of me was like, okay, there's narration over the top of it, all right, but then that just cut out.
That didn't last long. It was like, I remember that road trip very fondly.
Yeah.
That's when we did this, and that was it.
Right, and then you get 6 minutes of...
The psychiatrist even asked Ricky, how do you know this? And because I was there.
Right.
I was 4 months old. Tragedy has a way to speed up your memory. So fucking, oh my God. Yeah.
The dialogue. Yeah.
Naughty. It was still there. The naughty was still there. It was awesome. But yeah. Hey, Mother Superior, Santa's back.
There you are.
There you are. All right. Let's get into this IMDb shit.
Okay.
What do you think that the high, like, do you think the highs are going to be super sarcastic, like the 10s?
They gotta be. You know, I'd say 8 if you're going highs.
I mean, if I'm going to read a 10, I want to find something from the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s. Okay, I'm only going to find 2 2000s. And this one is a long one. This is a 10 out of 10, and this is warning us of spoilers. One of my all-time favorite horror movies, possible spoilers. So far, I've only seen parts 2 and 4 in this series. Part 4 was okay. So they didn't see the first one. They've only
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Part 4 was okay, but part 2 simply rocked. Since I haven't seen the first one, I could enjoy the constant use of footage from part 1 featured during the first half of the movie. About a half hour of footage from part 1 is used here. The plot was interesting and more complicated than your average slasher film. The character of Ricky is very well developed. We learn his feelings about his brother's actions first. Then we learned more about his life and how he was eventually driven to murder. I don't think he was driven to murder. Oh, God, get it? Because he drove the car the first time he killed somebody. Oh, that's awesome. He doesn't actually don the Santa suit until the last 15 minutes or so. And by the time he does, we completely understand what makes him tick. We pity him, hate him, admire him, and fear him all at once.
Oh, come on.
I didn't feel any of that.
Come on.
I was kind of rooting for him, to be honest.
Who is it? This is some guy baiting people like you and me
into like talking in 2000. This was a long con. I've been waiting all these 21 years for this. The script is well written and suspenseful. No, it is not. And by the time the climax comes around, we are on the edge of our seats. I was seriously leaning all the way back in my seat, trying not to fall asleep.
I'm the one that's had no sleep, and you looked like you were sleeping there for a while.
The acting ranges from average to awful, and the dialogue is completely awful. but these don't detract me from the film too much since it provides so much needed humor to the grim story, even if it is unintentionally funny. I feel that. I totally feel that.
Okay.
It's so bad that it is funny because of how bad it is.
Sure.
I mean, we were laughing at so many of the stupid moments, and of course it's so funny because it's bad. The directing is pretty simple, point and shoot, but there are a few scary scenes and kills, but most of the mayhem is only good for a cheap thrill, and a very fun cheap thrill at that. Overall, this is one of the best horror movies I've ever seen and a very fun film. See it. I give Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2 out of... He just put asterisks, and I didn't know what he was trying to say. I feel it. I wouldn't give it a 10. I'd give it a 3, and that's what I would write in my review for a 3.
I'll tell you what. Even though I feel like this guy's just fucking around, his review...
Oh, well written, too, though.
His review... I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
His review... I'm going to bump it up to a 3.
You're going to bump it up
because
to a 3.
he had never seen the first. Had he have left that fact out, might not change it. But this is coming from someone who hadn't seen the first.
So I've seen Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5, The Toy Maker.
Oh, you have?
With Mickey Rooney. That little, like, he's like, oh, that, the Wilford Brimley kind of looking guy. Yeah. And he made this son it was like a robot toy, and he wanted to be a real person, and he was killing people and shit. But there was a scene when he was like dry humping this woman, and he kept calling her mommy. That's really all I remember. So clearly the series is just, Ricky and Billy. 1 and 2 is like the continuity.
How many did they make?
5.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I didn't look into 3, 4. I've only seen 5, but
okay, read a 3. Let's wrap.
I want to hear
up.
how much people fucking hate this, because 3 is gonna have some serious shit. I mean, we got fucking 2020s in here. We got 27. I'm gonna find an old one. There's 2004. 2004 is the oldest one. And it is called, let's face it, it's half a movie. People constantly complain about sequels that are practically clones of the original. Well, for those of you who are extremely judgmental about sequels, you're going to have a field day bashing this flick. This movie literally lifts 40 minutes of footage from the original movie and uses it to fill the whole first half. Now, this seems like something only a really dumb student filmmaker who is too lazy to shoot the quota of footage for a feature-length project would do. And we kind of said that.
In pause, we didn't even mention how in the movie theater, the footage on the theater screen
was of the first one.
of the first one.
I said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. That's how tired you. I don't even remember what I was babbling on about. Audience of this movie must have felt gypped when they spent money to see a movie that they already freaking saw. Oh my God, this one is a long one too. They should have at least charged half price when selling tickets for this movie in theaters. And the second half is nothing to brag about either. First of all, the man they chose to play the lead is about as cheesy as B-movie actors come. He mugs and overreacts to the point where you wish somebody would just kill him. I mean, I think he fucking had fun with the role. Given what you have, I think he fucking had fun with it. Or he just didn't take it seriously and was like, you just want me to goof off?
Well, yeah. I mean, did he just have fun? Did he take it seriously? Did he not take it seriously? Maybe that was his... Maybe he thought that he was going to,
this is my chance.
Win an Academy Award with that performance. I don't know.
Next stop, acting next to Brad Pitt with this fucking role. There's nothing else I could say about this movie because there's nothing else worth mentioning. It's a forgettable piece of trash that belongs in the 99-cent bin of your local supermarket.
See, that sounds like a 2.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like a 2.
That's right there with my feelings.
It sounds like they didn't take anything from it or enjoy anything from it. Like, you don't enjoy B movies? Like, that's why B movies are B movies, is because there's not much to work with and you go with it. You have fucking fun with it.
See, I would have fun with the actor if they just would have edited edited the whole thing differently.
Yeah, I mean, right. Like we were saying earlier, what they should have done with it versus just bringing in the fucking clips.
Yeah,
like
he's got the right amount of
rage, cheese.
I don't know about rage. I mean, it was all pretty fucking.
You actually like these movies? This is what, I just love it. Violence triggers him. And then he's killing the guy in the movie theater, and the way the legs, all you could see are the legs and the arms
legs,
flailing up,
the popcorn,
just throwing up. And then Billy shows up on the opposite, or Ricky shows up on the opposite side of her.
That's how most of the kill scenes were. You didn't actually.
You didn't actually really see anything. So it's just more fun with the one-liners than it is with like seeing the kill scenes. Because would you say the movie would have been better had they shown the guy getting ran over?
I mean, no.
No. You did say you liked the part where he shot the car as it was coming towards him and then hits the road construction shit and flips.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, when it's like going on its side.
Yeah.
Right past him. I thought that was impressive. I'm gonna have to go back and I wanted to rewind it, but at that point I'm like, fuck this movie. Let's get on with our lives. But I should go back and look at that scene again. I thought it was
It was pretty awesome. It was pretty.
I don't know how to describe it.
Out of place for that movie.
Right, exactly.
Like, is probably the only good shot they ever got in that entire fucking movie.
Let's put that in a Volvo commercial or something.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be part of this.
Well, you can't blow it up. That's a Pinto commercial. That's the thing. When you were watching it, we know the budget was under $100,000, right? Were you trying to pinpoint like costs of things?
Absolutely.
Like the car to me probably cost them $20,000 because you have to hire a stunt driver, you have to destroy the vehicle, you have to hire an engineer to build that ramp, and then you have to hire an explosive person to blow it up.
Sure.
So I bet you it cost them like $20,000.
The electrocution
scene.
I mean, those kind of special effects were a little pricey. Back in 1987,
but you didn't have to pay for an editor or a good editor. You just paid for an editor. Like someone when you're applying for a job, it's like looking for an editor, no experience needed, and then that's how you get your next job.
How much do you think they paid each of these actors that were just
$5,000? $5,000,
if that.
Yeah, like probably $2,550.
Yeah,
and some change before taxes.
And some catering.
Yeah.
Some sandwiches.
Well, Christmas is in a few days, so Merry Christmas, everybody. Watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, not the first one.
Or only the first
one. One of
Come
the two.
On. I would say only the first one.
If you've never seen it and you want to see that iconic Garbage Day... Don't rewind. Don't fast forward it. Don't watch YouTube clip. You got to start from the beginning. Get drunk. Get stoned with your friends. Christmas Eve. Watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 2.
I say unless Silent Night, Deadly Night simply becomes unavailable at some point in the future, you watch it.
And it's on Tubi and Pluto. Don't watch it on Pluto because it's edited.
Right. We didn't even get to the booby scenes. I wonder if those were blurred out.
Oh, right. Like, or if they would have like edited it like they do on TBS and just like completely cut it out. So like the next scene has no context.
Yeah.
Which, okay, before we sign off, there's a scene in the toy store when Billy is getting all agitated because Christmas is coming up, and Andy, which we realize is not Alex, is like, "What's wrong with you?" And he's like, "Leave me alone." And then he walks through the door. And then the next scene is a sex scene with him and that girl that he liked, that Andy was hooking up with. And you're like, you have no idea what's going on. And it's like one of these long scenes, and then it's like him dreaming. Mm-hmm. And so it's like he just walks out of the back room into a sex scene. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
Okay, watch the first one too. There's good stuff in there. There's things that Ricky didn't tell you about that he didn't know, like Billy's dreams.
Only the first one or only the second one?
One or the other. Flip a coin, play paper, rock, scissors. Have a good Christmas.
Only the first one.
Take it
Bye.
easy. Bye. Gotta get the last word in.